This video is going to show you some tips and tricks with your keyboard. In order to show or demonstrate the tips and tricks that I'm going to be using the Notes feature. So in my second row of apps, I have Maps, and then right next to that I have what looks like a notepad. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on this notepad, and I'm going to want a new note. So in the top right hand corner I have the trash can, I have that share button, and I have the notes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on that there. And my keyboard comes up, and right away I would like to show you some different things that you can do with your keyboard. So the first thing I can do is I can hold any of the vowels, A, E, I, O, and U, and special features would come up, or special icons would come up. So if I hold the A, there's what comes up there, the E. And in order to get one of these E's, I just keep holding my finger and then dragging, and now you can see that the E is there. I have the I, again I can drag, U, and then the O. So there I can hold all the vowels. I can hold the dollar sign here and get some currencies. Okay. I can hold the dash, and I can get two different dashes. I can hold the period to get an ellipse. Now, in the bottom right hand corner of my keyboard, do you see where it has the keyboard and then the down arrow? I can press and hold that, and what it does is it does a couple of things. The first thing I can do, working from the bottom, is I can split my keyboard in half. So for those of us that like to text with our thumbs, now we can hold our iPad and we can use our thumbs to start typing, which is kind of powerful. If I click on this again, what it's also done is it's also pulled that up. So if I had text all the way down here at the bottom, and this happens frequently when you're on web pages, let me keep getting down here to the bottom. So let me merge this back. Let me dock it. Now this will do it, but you understand what I'm saying. My cursor may be where my keyboard is, and that doesn't work so well. So I can come here and I can split it, and I can also undock it. Now I can also do that without touching the keyboard. Do you see where the G and the H are? I can take my thumb and my pointer finger, and I can kind of split the keyboards in half. Maybe. There we go. Split the keyboards in half doing it that way. So that works as well. And then to pull them back, I just take my fingers again and pull those keyboards back together, and I have it. Now another feature that came out with iOS 9.2, 9.3, somewhere in there, is if I click and hold on my finger, and I'm going to go back up to my text that's up here. Maybe I want to get back in between that A and the E. And I can use my two fingers, so my pointer finger and my middle finger, and I can click and hold down. And notice my keyboard kind of disappears, and I have a trackpad. So now I can move my cursor. Let me release it again. So I have a trackpad that I can highlight anything and move around my cursor, and maybe I need something to go here. Let's get back to this text. It doesn't want to do that because I kept ending enter. But you can see that I can move all throughout and move this as a trackpad. So that also works as well. And that's a hidden feature that I like to show in addition to. Now, I have my comma here, my comma, my exclamation point. When I flick up to the right, kind of over to the left, I can get an apostrophe. When I flick the period and the question mark, I get quotation marks. If I double tap the shift key, which is the up arrow here, so if I double tap that, that gives me capitalization throughout the entire thing until I click on that again, and then that goes away. I can tap shift the key, so I can tap shift and hold, and then get a next capital letter as well. If I click and hold the 1, 2, 3 button, I can quickly come over, drag, hold my finger down, get the and sign, and then release it. Did you notice too that there was a different and on there as well when I held that? So that was there. Let's see what else I can show you. Just trying to think of all the shortcuts that I can show you as we go through this. Oh, okay. So down at the bottom, I also have the emoji keyboard, which is already automatically installed with the newest iOS soft date. So I can go ahead here and I can click on the emojis and I can quickly get to my emojis. With emojis, you can change skin colors in some of the people. So here I have a person here, and I can click and hold him, and now I can make his skin a little bit darker if I wanted to. I could make this person here a little bit lighter if I wanted to, the police officer. God love them, thank them for all they do. So I can change all of those. I can go back to my ABC keyboard if I wanted to. I could split this keyboard or hide the keyboard. If I want to come back, I just need to click back in the text. So there is my emoji keyboard. I also have Siri, so I'm going to read this sentence out loud to Siri and see what he says. I have heard him say, comma, quote, get out, period, end quote, new paragraph. I was happy when he left, period. Okay, so that's my dictation, and it works really, really well as long as you're clear and loud. So that is in there as well. So there I have some tips and tricks for keyboarding within your iPad.